As we continue in our quest to understand the dates in the 2300-day prophecy, this is a four-part series where I'm going to be looking at the dates of 457 BC, the starting date for the prophecy, 1798, 538, and ultimately how we got to 1844. And in this video, I'm going to be looking at 457 BC, why the Bible indicates and where it indicates that 457 BC is the starting point for the 2300-day prophecy. Now already we've proved 27 AD, 31 AD, and 34 AD. And if you work back, you come to 457. But let's look at the facts. Remember, all this starts with Daniel 8:14, which says, unto 2,300 days, and then the sanctuary will be cleansed. But there's a problem because Daniel doesn't tell us when the countdown begins. The key, and we've already shown the link between Daniel 8 and Daniel 9, is Daniel 9 verse 24 to 27. This is where Gabriel explains about the 70 weeks as part of the 2300-day prophecy is cut off for Daniel's people. Know this because the Hebrew word shatak literally means to cut off. But we've already dealt with that. Now if we go direct to Daniel 9 verse 25, it says, from the going forth of the commandment to restore and build Jerusalem. And so there's a lot of confusion because in Bible history we find that there are three major decrees concerning Jerusalem. The first one comes from Cyrus, and we find this in the Bible in Ezra chapter 1, and it's around 537 BC. This decree is just giving permission to rebuild the temple only. What did Daniel 9:25 say? Let's keep that in mind. The second one we find is in Ezra 6, and this is from Darius, and this is around 520 BC. Now remember, Darius took over, so all Darius is doing here is reaffirming the temple rebuilding, not issuing a new decree. And the last one we find from Artaxerxes the first, and this is found in Ezra chapter 7. It's around the 7th year of his reign in 457 BC. This decree gives, and I want to make sure I get this right, the authority to restore the city, the civil government, and worship. We've got Ezra 1, Ezra 6, and Ezra 7. Ezra 7 basically describes how Artaxerxes gave Ezra everything he needed to re-establish Jerusalem's governance. And if we look at the three decrees, this is the only one that actually fulfills the prophecy's requirements to do what? To restore and rebuild. Now, according to, not the Bible, but the Persian records, we find Artaxerxes' 7th year of his reign is in what year? 457 BC. The decree then goes into effect in the autumn, matching the Jewish civil year starting in Tishri. Now, bear the following in mind. The autumn of 457. What did we find out about 27 AD when Jesus was baptized? It would have been in the autumn of 27 AD. And when you look at 1844, which we'll go into, you find that the 2300 days will take you all the way through to the autumn of 1844. So this starting date is very important. We're even told that historical confirmation comes from the Babylonian and Persian chronicles recorded in the Cambridge Ancient History and archaeological inscriptions. Now that we have biblical and historical confirmation of 457 BC and the correct decree that lines up with Ezra 7, if we start and work on our starting date of 457 in the autumn of 457, and we count forward how many years? 483 years. Why? Why not 490? 483 because it said 62 weeks and then there would be 1 week, right? So the 62 weeks will take you up to the time of Jesus' baptism. And again, Luke 3 verse 1 and then Luke 3 verse 21 to 23 lines up with this. If we go 483 years forward from 457 BC, omitting year 0, we come to 27 AD. Folks, this is why 457 is so important. It's not just a date, it actually locks the entire 2300-day prophecy in place. It's the anchor because without it, the whole timeline collapses. Now that we have this date and it's locked in, it's anchored in place, we are next going to look at 538 AD in our next video, which actually marks the rise of papal supremacy. Yet another prophetic link in God's plan.